Hello again, Steve Peacock here, and I'm going to talk to you this time about toxic teams. Now, I'm quite often brought into organizations and asked to take a look at what they consider as a toxic team. And I find it's just a normal team trying to get things done. So here's what I want you to consider. First of all, what is meant by a toxic team? Well, we're talking about culture. We're talking about, and that comes up in things like, time off sick, occasionally arguments, high turnover, a general lack of trust. That comes about for several different reasons, and let's not get into that at the moment. We're trying to fix it. So right now, you're trying to do and be and try everything. And that could be a problem for you because you just don't have enough time and you don't have enough energy. The other thing is that you're not alone. You've got a team. So let's take a look at what we can do. You can walk into the team. You may have some great ideas overnight. Write them down, walk into the team next morning and say, team, we're going to do this from now on. You're just being a boss. I want you to hand over this problem. Now, one by one, get each of the team members into a discussion separately in your office if you've got one, or separate office room or meeting room, or somewhere that is not with all the others. Now, first thing I want you to do is tell that person this is not about their anything to do with their work. Nobody's in trouble here. Because that allays the idea of, oh goodness, I've been taken in to see the boss, I'm going to get fired. So lay that on the ground straight away. Next, define the subject. We know that the team isn't getting along on the best, and there are several ideas for this. There are several reasons which we won't get into at this stage. We're just looking at solutions right now. The second thing is no blame. Nothing leaves this discussion apart from some good ideas. What you now need to do is say to them, I need your help. Now, that statement alone, if you mean it, people want to actually help you. I want you to think about if this was your business or your team or your department or whatever it is, if this was yours, what what thing would you actually put in place? How would you handle it? Not talking about people. Redo it again because they'll immediately say, oh, I'd fire such and such. No, immediately put them that at ease. We're not talking about individuals or people, and we're not placing blame anywhere. What we're doing is we're saying, what is your suggestion for this if you were in charge? And then shut up and let them talk. Now, out of that might come two or three really actually good suggestions, and probably a whole pile that aren't necessarily so good. 10, maybe five different suggestions. Now, here's where you bring all the team into the room. You put all those suggestions on the whiteboard. Thank you all for your time. I really appreciate it. Now, what we're going to do is take a look at your suggestions. Always, it's their suggestions. Every single word you say, it's about them and their suggestions. So you say to them, which suggestion, if we had to take one, would we put into place? And nothing appears instantly out of everybody. Try this other trick, which is to take, you can buy them at the stationery, this box of little sticky dots, and you give each person three sticky dots. And you say to them, you can use your three dots however you like, place them on whichever suggestion you want them to. You can place them on three different suggestions. You can place two on one and one on another, or you can place all three on one particular suggestion. And then what will come out is a team effort of the best suggestion. Don't only take one, leave the others for another time. Then implement it. I mean it. Implement it. Even if you think it's the most stupidest suggestion ever, get everybody an ice cream. Well, if that's the suggestion, do it. It's their suggestion. It's not yours. So what happens if you think the suggestion would cause immense problems? Implement it and back out the moment it starts seeing that it could be a problem. And that's it. The thing is that it's their suggestions. If it doesn't work out, we can easily back out of this. We'll stop. I want you to tell me when it's not working because you're the people on the ground. Have this conversation a few times throughout the year. I would suggest at least once a month. The biggest idea and the main part of what you're doing, this whole exercise, is that suggestion is now their suggestion. It's not you as the boss walking in to tell them to do something. It is them putting forward a suggestion that they think would work, and then they're going to show you it will work. And they'll make sure it works, or they'll come to you immediately and say, "Hey, boss, we found out that this happened when we did this," and you change it. So try and think of a way to do this at least once a month. And I think you'll find your teams will gradually start to change.